What's up, everybody? It's Michael Collier. I am in Orlando, Florida. If you don't know me already, I know many of you probably, but if you don't know me already, I'm here in Orlando, Florida. I am a team leader. I'm an two-time icon agent. And I just love EXP, don't you? I just love the fact that we get to come here in EXP University and really just, learn from each other, collaborate. I love the fact that, we truly do believe in collaboration over competition. And so that's why you're here today, because, you know that there's something that you can learn. You are, regardless of whether you're a first-year agent or a 20-year agent or more, you know that there's still more that you can always learn. And so you're here, and I appreciate your time and your focus. And I'll give you a way to reach out to me if you have any questions after today's session. But today's session is going to be the 10 steps to creating and maintaining relationships, or creating relationships that lasts, especially for real estate agents. Now, why is that so important? Well, many of you, if you're like me, you've gone to events, whether it's shareholders, EXP shareholders. Maybe you've gone to the EXP regional rallies, which we have coming up here pretty soon. Maybe you've been to EXP Con event and you've met, what feels like hundreds, if not thousands of agents at these events. And what do? We do what we do, right? Real estate agents do what we do. We meet people, we smile, we do the whole thing, right? And then we do what? Hand out a business card, or maybe you get somebody to scan your business card if you're, newfangled, technology, that kind of stuff, savvy, right? But we get each other's contact information. And then what do? Nothing at all. If you're like most real estate agents, you have a stack of business cards that you still have not touched to this day. And so there's a problem. There's a disconnect. We are great at making the connection, but we are not great at making connections that last. And then we end up seeing these agents many months or years later, if ever again. And we're like, hey, yeah, I do remember meeting you that one time at that one place, at that one event. We got to get better. If you agree with that, like, show me some love, do something. I don't know if you can put your hand up, put a heart, clap it up, whatever, but it's true. We're great at making the connection. We're great at making the connection, but we're horrible at what? The follow-up. Have you heard that before? Maybe it's showing up in other areas in your business. Well, today I want to talk about, the top 10 steps to creating and maintaining relationships, or creating relationships that last, specifically for real estate agents. Now, I am fresh off the heels of EXP Con. It's one of my absolute favorite events. Absolutely love EXP Con. But I can tell you my very first EXP Con was in 2019, and I met so many people and made a lot of connections and got, literally a stack of business cards this big, and I put them in various places. Some of them ended up in my book bag. Some of them ended up in my car, in my luggage. There's some that are still in my bathroom drawer. I don't even know if some of these people are still in real estate. I never called any of them. I never contacted any of them. And so that's a travesty. Why? Because do you agree that the more real estate agents you know, the more real estate deals you'll do? Think about it. Even in your market right now, if you knew, 9 out of every 10 real estate agents, if you knew more real estate agents in your market, don't you think that when you make an offer for one of your buyers, that your offer is more likely to be accepted than others? Now, I know that there's some, other factors to involve in there, but if I have a great reputation of getting the deal closed and making it very seamless for you, I have great communication, that I have my executive assistant, that I have my transaction coordinator that's going to be on top of things, and we're going to get questions answered for you in a timely manner. And we're not a, as I like to call, a pit bull for our clients. We're actually working to get the deal across the finish line together. And you've worked with me in the past to know that. Then even in a multiple offer situation, wouldn't you agree that you're probably going to give preferential treatment to my buyer's offer, to say, hey, I don't know these other agents, but I can say I've worked with this agent before, and it's been awesome. It was a great transaction. And so, maybe the offer's not even as good or better than the others. but I can tell you 9 times out of 10, it's going to work in your favor. So if you know more agents, and not just knowing more agents, but making sure that these agents know you, right? Because it's not just about who you know, it's more also about who knows you. Then you can get more deals done. And so that's what I want to share with you today. I want to talk about that. So let's get into it. All right. So there's 10 steps to what you do to create and maintain relationships, and create relationships that last. So number one is very simple: follow up promptly. Whether it's you're at a convention or you're coming from an event, networking event, maybe you meet an agent at an open house or whatever it is, soon after, send a personalized follow-up email or a text message within the same week. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same day. It could be the next day. That's just, the sooner the better, obviously. But you want to have some kind of personalized follow-up. Bonus points if it's a video email. If you are familiar with, I use BombBomb. Some of you guys probably use other, but yes, BOMB. It's a video emailing service. And so if you are using it, continue to use it. But if you're not using it, or other video email services that are like that, it's great because you get to create a video very similar to this and say, hey, John, it was nice meeting you over at the open house. If there's ever anything that I can do for you, feel free to reach out to me, and looking forward to connecting with you on the next one. If you have any other open house opportunities that you'd like for me or my team to service, please let me know, whatever it is, but you can make a very personalized message and express your pleasure in meeting them, and make sure you reference the conversation that you had with them so that you can jog their memory, because sometimes they may not remember who you were, right? Especially if it's at a networking event, they may not remember you. So that's number one, follow up promptly, at least within the week. Number two, connect on social media. Man, you find that, typically the younger generation does this. Right? They don't, the younger generation won't even ask for your phone number. They don't ask for your phone number first. They ask, are you on IG? Right? All right. Do you have an Instagram? Do you have, are you on TikTok? Right? Like they go straight to social media. That's, we used to, my screen is falling. We used to, gosh, I don't even know what we did before cell phones. Well, since the cell phone, we share contact information. What's your number? What's your, but now you have scannable, business cards that you can wear on your wrist, or there's the tap cards, business cards that you have. Very simple. And if you don't already have those scannable cards, business cards, or tappable business cards, digital business cards, I would highly recommend that you start considering that, because many of those allow you to not only find the person that you're connecting with, but also connect with them on these social networking platforms, even professional platforms. Like I scanned someone's code today, and it took me directly to their LinkedIn. And so we connected on LinkedIn. They're a business owner, and we're going to do some business together. But you can link it directly to your Facebook or your Instagram, but it allows you to stay updated on their activities and share industry related content. So, it's very important that you're connecting even with clients, and even your past clients. Make sure you're connected with them on social media. Why? Because it's not so much about them seeing that you're the best realtor in the world, right? That's, of course you are. But it's more so about like you seeing what they're up to. Do you know your past clients? Do you know their birthdays? Do you know where they went for their last vacation? Do you know that their son or daughter just graduated from kindergarten? Do you know that grandma and grandpa just visited last month and it was super exciting for them, right? They haven't seen them in years. Do you know that stuff about your clients? Connecting with them on social media will allow you to do that, and kind of be that, secret agent, if you will. And then you can always follow back up with them. Hey, I saw that the kids graduated from kindergarten. Congratulations, that kind of stuff. So same thing with the agents that you're talking to, right? Like you want to know a little bit about what they're up to. And I'll get a little bit more into that in just a bit. All right. So number 3, schedule a meeting, right? it's not enough for us to just follow each other and just like each other's content. And that's cool. And drop a comment every once in a while. That's kind of cool. But like, if I just met you a week or two ago and I'm following you on social media, maybe it's wise for us to schedule a meeting so we can actually have a more deep dive conversation. I mean, unless we got to really deep dive on our very first meeting, which in most cases that's not the situation. Think about like an EXPCon event. We really don't have time to do a deep dive. So maybe there's something that I want to know more about, in regards to your personal life or you with mine. Same thing with your business. Maybe there's something that we might be able to learn about each other to create a stronger relationship, an actual bond, right? Like, imagine that, actually become friends. That's something that could happen. And so I would say propose, a casual coffee or lunch meeting to discuss potential ways that you can even collaborate together. And then you want to choose a convenient location for both parties. So maybe meeting halfway at some fun place, whether it's Top Golf or whatever. You get to choose that. But this also works well over Zoom. So when you go to these large meeting events, conventions, you're probably going to be meeting a lot of people who are in from out of town or other states, other countries. So obviously you're not going to be meeting them at the nearby Starbucks, but you can reach out to them and schedule a Zoom meeting, right? This is good. This is what we do now. So agents outside of your market, they are, wanting to meet with you as well. Okay. So what do you do over that meeting? What's the point in having that meeting? Well, you want to share valuable information. I know it sounds super simple, and trust me, none of this stuff is where you're going to be like, oh my God, this was mind blowing, right? But I think it's very important. As I make a side note here, I think it's very important, especially with where we are in the market right now, that we get back to the basics. And I love the way someone said it. They said, it's not so much getting back to the basics, it's just sticking to the basics. And I would say it's a little bit of both, right? Like, go back to the basics and stick to the basics. We have to stop chasing shiny objects as realtors. If your business is not thriving in this market, and I know that the market has shifted and more heavily in some areas than others, if your market has shifted and your business has shifted with that market on a downward trend, I mean, don't you agree that like having some agent referrals coming your way could help? I think that could go a long way. I can tell you that this year in my business, a large part of my business has become agent referrals. Both, me sending them out and receiving them as well from many of you. So, be that agent. So what does that mean? When you're sharing valuable information, well, this isn't even a one-time thing. Don't share like valuable information once. Regularly share relevant industry news. If you are someone who follows Keeping Current Matters, KCM, if you don't know, follow Keeping Current Matters. They're on YouTube. They have their own channel. Maybe you have an account with them like I do, but they have great national industry related content that is shareable content. And so sometimes, you might read something that's just like, wow, some relevant piece of information that you may share with this agent. Say, hey, did you hear about this? Like, did you see that, interest rates are expected to do whatever they're going to do? I think proposing the opportunity to share this valuable industry related news often is key. And there's this law of reciprocity that happens, right? Like, if I'm sharing all of this information with you, I hope that maybe some of you maybe even have some information to share with me that you could reach out to me and say, hey, Mike, that was great. I loved the content. Would love to talk about it more. And have you heard about this? All right. So if you have some relevant information to share with me, by all means, but this positions you as a valuable source of information. And that's what's key there. Okay. Number 5, attend industry events together. Like, whenever possible, especially with local agents. And again, the more agents the more business you will do. So with, these local agents, like, go to these events and seminars and conferences together. And it doesn't even have to be specifically industry related. Like, in our office tomorrow, we're hosting a wealth summit for anybody really, but it's primarily for real estate agents. So I'm inviting agents from every brokerage to come on over and check it out. This isn't an EXP explained kind of thing. We're literally talking about how to build wealth as a real estate agent, how to do more with your money and do less work, basically. And I think anybody would be interested in that. So attend these types of events together. It's an excellent opportunity to deepen the connection with other people that you meet in the field. Okay. Number 6, collaborate on marketing. Again, especially with local agents, but you can do this with agents even outside of your market. Consider co-hosting a marketing campaign or an event together. Again, whether it's a buyer seminar, home buyer seminar, you get to. One of the great things about this, especially if you're connected on social media and maybe you're streaming it on social media, streaming it live on Facebook or Instagram, wherever, right? Like, it allows you to borrow each other's audiences. And if you don't know about that concept, it's a very simple concept, but it's one of the reasons why there are social media influencers in business today, because they have millions of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers, and then they'll identify with a brand, they'll connect with a brand, and that they get all of the viewers that brand already has. Let's just say Ford comes out with a new car, they'll partner with Ford and just basically drive the Ford car, and like people who like Ford will see this content, but all the people who already follow the social media influencer are more likely to kind of see what Ford has going on, right? And so they get to borrow each other's audience. And so you can do the same thing as a real estate agent. You can borrow each other's audiences, especially if you have, it helps to have an audience to borrow, first of all. Like, if it's just, your mom and your sister watching, that's an audience, I guess. It's an audience of like 2, but it's even more valuable if you can collaborate on the marketing for an event, and maybe you consider like promoting the event prior to hosting the event. That way you can try to get more eyeballs than just your mom and your sister out there. And then, you can have a couple hundred, if not more, watching it. And what it does is it strengthens your partnership, but not only that, it exposes you both to a wider audience, and you're more likely to do more deals. All right. Number 7, refer clients actively. You want to be proactive in referring clients to each other when the opportunity arises. Obviously, if you partner with an agent in, like myself, in Florida, we got a lot of people who are moving to Florida, right? Most people in the United States are moving out of other states, and they're moving into Texas, and they're moving into Florida, right? You probably know some people who've moved into Florida over the last year or 2. It's just the way it's been happening, right? And we don't expect that to stop anytime soon for a number of reasons. But I'll tell you that, because so many people are moving into Florida, it's not very often that I'm able to send referrals out, because there aren't very many people from my market who are moving out of Florida. However, I'm originally from Atlanta, so I know people in Georgia who might be moving other places. I know people I know other people in other states that could be a referral. So, use what you have, even if you don't have a lot of business. Who do you know? And do they know that you can help them even in the state that they're in, even if you're not in that state? Do they know that you can refer a qualified real estate professional to help them with whatever their real estate needs may be, whether they're renting, buying, selling, investing, whatever they're doing? Be that person. And then, of course, if you're not the one that's able to personally help them, refer it. But you want to ensure that these referrals are a good fit for the expertise in the market that the client needs. If somebody specializes in, I don't know, if you specialize in first-time home buyers, and I have a multi-million-dollar client who's wanting to buy a property in your area, it may not necessarily be the best fit. Not saying that it can't be a good fit, but it may not be the best fit. And so I would need to know about what you specialize in. This is why it's important for you to let agents know what you specialize in. This is why it's important to have that Zoom call or have that coffee meeting, so you guys can talk a little bit about it. What are you interested in? What is your past? What are you currently doing? Where are you trying to grow? How we might be able to help each other. That's huge. Okay. Number 8, Provide feedback. Easy for me to say. Provide feedback. Okay. All right. This is an agent's pet peeve is someone who's referred, and those of you who have referred agents, you'll know what I'm talking about here. If you've ever referred business to an agent outside of your market, um, after referring the client, like you like to get some kind of feedback on what maybe the conversation went like was it good? Are you connecting them with a lender? Are you showing them homes? Like what's the deal? Don't be a black hole. Don't be a place where I send information into and then when I never know what happens to it after that, right? Or I send clients into and I never know what happens to them after that. This is a crucial step in improving the referral process, and it shows your commitment to quality service and the relationship. Um, again, like if you're in a relationship or if you've ever been in a relationship, you know that, feedback is important, right? And if you're happy or unhappy, or if you think it's going to work or if it's not going to work, like you should communicate that. That's pretty important. So provide that feedback, whether you're on the receiving end of it, of the client, make sure you reach out to the referring agent and provide the feedback. But also if you are the referring agent, feel free to reach out and ask for feedback. Don't sit there and go, oh, well, they never even, let me know. Just make it part of your process, right? Hey, I'll be following back up with you in about 7 days, in a week, and just to see how things went, right? It's okay. Follow up. All right. Number 9, celebrate milestones. So, I talked a little bit about this, but I was talking about when you connect with each other on social media. This makes it a lot easier because one thing that you're going to find out is like, for at least for most people, like if it's their birthday, you're gonna know it's their birthday. As a matter of fact, some of y'all celebrate not a birthday, you celebrate the birth month, like or you celebrate like your you know your horoscope, right? So like some of you guys are like, oh yeah, it's Cancer season, or it's Libra season, whatever it is, Sagittarius season. Like y'all celebrate the whole time. Um, I'm good to celebrate. I'm happy with celebrating a day, but on my social media, you'll know that it's my birthday, right? And so if you follow me on social, then you probably know that you can say happy birthday or whatever. But what's also interesting is this is a side note, but my wife is one who literally has taken her birthday off of social media just so that she doesn't get 1,000 messages of people saying happy birthday. Like she doesn't like for people to know that it's her birthday because she feels like people who you never talk to just reach out and say happy birthday and they don't really care. To me, it's not that serious, but I'm the extrovert. She's the introvert. So, to each his own, I get it. But, but it's not just birthdays, right? There's work anniversaries. Again, if you're on LinkedIn, there's work anniversaries. There's other milestones that you might want to celebrate. So, I would say, celebrate those things, but also, hey, did that agent that you connected with at that event, have they taken down a new listing recently? A just listed that they just posted, right? Acknowledge that. Did they recently cap? Here at EXP, right? We have a cap, right? So did they cap? Most of the time, you're going to know that they capped because they'll post about it. They'll do some kind of celebratory post about it. Did they hit icon? Icon's a big deal. I think that puts us at, for us icon agents, that puts us at the top 3% of agents in the company. Of at this point 90,000 agents, like. It's a pretty big deal. So you should probably know when somebody caps. And if they do cap and you see that, then you should reach out and give them congratulations. And a simple congratulatory message can strengthen that bond. Again, bonus points if you use a video message to send that message. So send me a video DM, right? Bonus points. If you watch this, send me a video message. That's what you need to do. This is your homework. Send me a video message and say, Mike, that was amazing. If you say anything else, like it wasn't amazing, then I'm not even going to acknowledge your video. Okay. So in order for me to acknowledge your video, if you care, just send me a quick video. That could be on BombBomb. That could be on directly through workplace chat. Right. But if you made it this far, then you should do it. Because there are some people who thought this was probably not any good and they probably clicked off a long time ago, but you stayed. So congratulations to you. I celebrate your milestone. How about that? And then lastly, number 10 is regular check-ins. You want to make sure that you're checking in with these agents regularly. Like, keep the lines of communication open with periodic check-ins. Ask how business is going. Share your updates. Ask for them to share their updates, and then brainstorm ways to collaborate. If you've done all of these other previous steps, maybe you guys have already collaborated on an event together. You've already shared a referral together. You've already, there's other things that you've already done. And so now you start collaborating on what we can do next. What about this? And hey, I thought about this. And it's just really cool when you start doing that. I'm a huge fan of building community, and I'll kind of close with this, but I truly believe that as real estate agents, a large part of our job with other agents in the industry, as well as just people in general and clients as well, is your number one priority should be to build community. I run a real estate team, the Mike Collier home team, and I always remind my agents that, like, the leads that come in are not just leads. These are people who often want the same thing that you want. They want timely communication. They want relationship. They want to know that you care about them. They want to know that you're knowledgeable about, like, the same thing that you want from anybody else that you plan on having a relationship with. You don't want people to just dismiss you as just another name or just another number. So don't dismiss the people in your life as just another name or just another number. I don't think that we have enough community in our industry and in our society right now, and it's the reason why society can stink sometimes. And in our line of business, we meet so many people, come across so many different people from different walks of life. And the longer you're in business, the more people you'll meet. We have a really cool responsibility, or opportunity, I should say. We have a really cool opportunity to create long-lasting relationships and make the world a better place. I know it sounds like a song. Well, I guess that is a song, Michael Jackson. But, make the world a better place. Like, you have that power. And I hope that you are tuning into that and see this for what it is. Your business can be much bigger than just simply selling real estate. It should be bigger than just selling real estate. And so it should be about connection. It should be about community. And if you strive in to do that with your clients and other agents and your team and whatever else organizations that you belong to, it will go a lot further. And I think you're going to get a lot more out of it when you do that. And so, continue fighting the good fight. Be different. Dare to be different. And if you want to connect with me, let's create a connection that lasts. Here's my contact information. Like I said, I'm a team lead at Mike Collier Home Team. I'm in Orlando, Florida. So I literally live 10 minutes away from Walt Disney World. So if you have any referrals that you want to send over to us, by all means, we're happy to help. But again, even just to be connected, it's great. And if I can share anything with you, if I can be a value partner to you, I'm happy to do so. But also, if not, then that's okay too, right? That's completely fine. But I hope that you take all of this information to heart. I hope you took notes, go back and replay it, watch it twice, share it once or twice with somebody that that needs to hear this, because the truth of the matter is, I think we need more of the basics. We need to stick more to the basics. And this is where it starts with connection. All right. So, hey, have a great one. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, reach out to me and we'll talk to you real soon. Take care, everybody. Have a magical day.